Let's dive right into it, Amina. For our listeners who might not be familiar, could you share your perspective on what graphic design is all about?
Absolutely, Kashif. Graphic design is the art and practice of planning and projecting ideas through visual and textual content. It's essentially a form of communication that involves storytelling and creating a visual language to connect with an audience.
So it's not just about pretty images and colors, it's about conveying a message. How does that work? Amina, how does graphic design go beyond aesthetics?
That's a great point, Kashif. While aesthetics are important, graphic design goes beyond just creating visually pleasing elements. It's about strategically using design to communicate ideas, evoke emotions, and ultimately convey a message effectively. It's like a visual storyteller in many ways.
I love that analogy. Amina, now when we talk about graphic design, what does the creative process look like? How do designers bring these ideas to life?
The creative process is fascinating, Kashif. It involves research, ideation, sketching, refining, and of course, utilizing various design tools. Designers aim to solve problems and meet specific objectives, all while maintaining a visually compelling and coherent narrative.
So, Amina, let's talk about the role of a graphic designer. For our listeners who might be curious, what exactly does a graphic designer do?
Think of a graphic designer as a visual communicator. They harness the power of images, typography, and layout techniques to solve problems and convey messages. Whether it's crafting a logo, developing marketing materials, or shaping the visual identity of a website, graphic designers are the creative minds behind the visuals we encounter every day.
It's intriguing how graphic designers play the role of visual communicators. Could you elaborate on how they use elements like images, typography, and layout to convey messages effectively?
Certainly, Kashif. Graphic designers carefully choose and arrange visual elements to create a cohesive and compelling narrative. They consider the target audience, the message's tone, and the overall objectives to ensure the design not only looks appealing, but also communicates its intended message.
From logos to marketing materials and websites, the application seems endless. Could you share some specific examples of how graphic design is applied in various areas?
Kashif. Graphic design is everywhere. From branding and packaging to social media graphics and user interface design, the applications are diverse. Graphic designers contribute to shaping the visual identity of businesses, organizations, and even products.
For our listeners who might be itching to explore graphic design, where does one begin, Amna?
Great question, Kashif. The beauty of graphic design is that you don't necessarily need a fancy degree to dive in. Many successful designers are self-taught. To start, explore online tutorials, experiment with design software, and begin building a portfolio showcasing your work.
It's encouraging to know that a formal degree is not the only path. Amina, could you elaborate on the self-taught approach? What are some key steps from someone starting out on their own?
Kashif. Start by familiarizing yourself with design principles through online resources. Dive into tutorials on platforms like YouTube or design-focused websites. Experiment with design software like Adobe Creative Cloud, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's all part of the learning process. As you progress, start building a portfolio to showcase your evolving skills.
Building a portfolio sounds crucial. What advice do you have for our listeners in terms of showcasing their work effectively?
Your portfolio is your visual resume, Kashif. Select a variety of projects that highlight different skills and styles. Quality over quantity is key. Showcasing a few well-executed pieces is more impactful than overwhelming with numerous mediocre ones. And remember, it's okay to start small and build up over time.
Now, Amina, for those who are eager to truly master graphic design, what's the secret sauce? How does one go beyond the basics and become a proficient designer?
Great question, Kashif. Mastering graphic design is a blend of theory and practice. Start with a solid understanding of design principles, color theory, and typography. There are numerous online courses, workshops, and vibrant design communities that offer valuable guidance. But theory alone isn't enough. Apply what you learn by taking on real-world projects.
Balancing theory and practice seems essential. Could you elaborate on how someone aspiring to master graphic design can strike the right balance?
Kashif. Theory provides the foundation, but it's through practice that you truly internalize and refine your skills. Engage in hands-on projects that challenge you. Join design communities to share your work and receive constructive feedback. The combination of learning and doing is powerful for growth.
Let's jump right in, Amina. When it comes to graphic design, what software do the pros use? What are the industry standards tools that bring those creative visions to life?
Great question, Kashif. Graphic designers commonly use software like Adobe Creative Cloud, which includes Photoshop for image editing, Illustrator for vector graphics, and InDesign for layout design. These tools have become industry standards for their versatility and powerful features.
Adobe Creative Cloud seems to be the go to choice. Could you give our listeners a closer look at how these specific Adobe tools are used in graphic design?
Certainly, Kashif. Photoshop is ideal for image manipulation and editing. Illustrator shines in creating vector graphics, perfect for logos and illustrations. InDesign is the go-to for layout design, crucial for projects like brochures or magazines. These tools seamlessly integrate, allowing designers to bring a holistic approach to their projects.
While Adobe is prevalent, are there any noteworthy alternatives or emerging tools that designers should keep an eye on?
Kashif. While Adobe dominates, tools like Sketch, Affinity Designer, and Canva are gaining popularity for their user-friendly interfaces and unique features. Designers need to explore and choose tools that align with their workflow and project requirements.
Amina, let's start with the big question: is graphic design a good career choice? Can you give our listeners a sneak peek into why it can be an incredibly rewarding path?
Kashif. Graphic design is a dynamic and rewarding field. It allows you to blend creativity with problem solving. The ability to visually communicate ideas is in high demand across various industries, making it a versatile and fulfilling career choice.
What are some of the perks that come with a career in graphic design? Why might someone find this profession particularly appealing?
One of the major perks is the opportunity for creative expression. Graphic designers get to bring ideas to life visually. Additionally, there's flexibility in terms of industries, whether it's advertising, branding, web design, or even freelance work. The variety keeps the work engaging and diverse.
Of course, no career is without its challenges. What are some of the challenges graphic designers may face and how can they navigate them?
Like any creative field, meeting client expectations and navigating tight deadlines can be challenging. Staying updated with industry trends and continuously refining skills is crucial. Additionally, balancing creativity with meeting client needs can sometimes be a delicate dance.
For our listeners considering a career in graphic design, what are some potential career paths they can explore within the field?
Graphic design offers a range of paths: branding and identity design, web design, UX UI design, illustration, and even motion graphics. Some may choose to work in agencies, while others prefer the freedom of freelancing. The possibilities are diverse, allowing individuals to tailor their careers to their passions.